I'm Oral Hershiser, and I am on Blue Review.
Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Reviews.
Bum, 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 bum. Edwin Diaz.
Lasers.
Just do a trumpet laser.
Okay. It's a little early for that. Welcome, everybody, to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcas Grant. That is Greg Bergman. The Dodgers get a win. Maybe a little more drama in the end than I think fans wanted it to be. But, Greg, a win is a win, right?
A win is a win. We see Edwin Diaz. He looked, like it was his first game back from being injured. So, hey, he got the save. Eric Lauer was fantastic. Like, I don't even know how much more. We're going to talk about it, obviously. But Eric Lauer, geez, man. Like, how?
Jeez, indeed. I don't understand it. But yeah, we'll get into that and plenty more. But first, I want to let you know that the Blue Review is powered by LAX. The LAX Skylink train is currently in testing, preparing to provide a direct, fast, and free connection to the new rental car center, the airport terminals, and the LA Metro. For more information, visit lawa.org/ESPN. 4-2, the final score last night out at the Ravine. The Dodgers even up the series with the Mariners. Chance to win the series a little bit later on today. But let's start with Eric Lauer, who I don't know. Apparently, he's just the greatest man alive. The Dodgers don't lose when he takes the ball. Was fantastic again last night, giving the Dodgers 6 shutout innings, just 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. I texted you guys last night that he was cosplaying as Yamamoto. Jeff Spiegel suggested that maybe it was Tarek Skubal already here, but in disguise. I mean, really, for a guy who was a reclamation project, he has been. He's been everything for this team in his start so far this year. It is absolutely mind-boggling.
Did you ever think you were going to say Eric Lauer, stopper?
No, I probably would have been like, Eric Lauer, stop. Just like that's what I was thinking.
See, that's what I was always thinking too. But like, so they were on a 2-game losing because they lost on Sunday. Or no, what day is today? I don't know. They were losing. They lost a couple of games, and now it got to the point where Eric Lauer comes up and he pitches an absolute phenomenal game. And so, like, remember Katie yesterday was saying that Eric Lauer probably going to be moved for organizational depth, and we've always thought that was going to happen as well. I mean, at this point, should you, or is this, or should
Right?
you, because this is going to get you a little bit more return because of the way he's pitching, or is he just pitching this way because of the Dodger magic? I don't know who he is, but this is an arm that I almost would want out of the bullpen in the postseason, just because he gives up nothing and nobody can hit him, and when they do hit him, he trusts his defense, he trusts his stuff, and he's getting everybody out. I don't understand how a guy that is pitching like this, Marcus, could have been DFA'd just in general, because he goes 6 innings and he doesn't give up much. He gives up 3 runs, but not last night. It's crazy. The guy has been on absolute tear.
Yeah, I really truly don't understand what the Dodgers have done. I mean, I'm thankful for it. I'm glad, but I can't pinpoint what it is that they have done. So he's pitched in 9 games, made 8 starts for the Dodgers, 5-0, a 2.96 ERA. It is a whip of under 1. It's night and day.
Nuts.
It's night and day from where he was in Toronto. Toronto, he a 6.69 earned run average, a whip of almost 1.5. Right? I mean, it is incredible the turnaround he's had. And I'm with you. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, strike while the iron is hot, right? I mean, trust me, on the fantasy side of things, you're always like, the value's never going to be higher. This is the time to make a move, see what you can get back in return. But there's got to be a part of the Dodger organization that's sort of whispering like, hey, maybe we rock with this guy through the rest of the season and into October, just because what he has done has been so phenomenal. The other part of this, I know we talk about this in football, right? When you have assistant coaches that help and build a great team, you have a great offensive coordinator, a great defensive coordinator, that you're always worried about having that person pulled away and offered a head coaching job. I'm surprised we don't hear whispers. I don't know how it works on the baseball side. Like, I'm surprised we don't hear whispers about people in the Dodger organization that work with pitching getting more opportunity. I mean, I'm glad, keep them here, but I'm surprised we don't hear about other teams trying to poach some of the Dodger pitching coaches and that sort of thing. I don't get it.
So it's really interesting. Yeah, that happens all the time. I mean, in basketball too. Like the Dodgers have guys that get pulled away. Like Chris Woodward was pulled away to be a manager.
Mm.
He's back now, and he is like. But that's it. You don't see Mark Pryor going anywhere. You don't see anybody else on the pitching staff going anywhere. I know that like there's guys in the minor leagues that are working with pitching as well. I think Gagne's pitching, working with people in the minor league system as well. But no, you don't hear about that as often from this team, and I don't know why that is. Good. Let's like keep everybody, but they are doing something magical. The only guy that I think that I can really think of over the last, 7 years that has not worked out as a reclamation project was Noah Syndergaard. Remember, he came here and he was just an absolute disaster. I think he was just a disaster because he was a disaster, but he didn't make it here. But yeah, man, it's interesting that nobody goes from the pitching side. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is very weird. I mean, by the time Syndergaard got here, he was pretty much cooked. So I don't think there was any reclaiming him. I think it was a good effort, but I just don't think that was going to work.
One last thing
part of this,
Lauer.
though. Yeah,
sorry, before you move on. One last thing on Lauer, though, is the real conversation is. He, for the most part, we joke about it all the time that he gives up 2 runs, he gives up 3 runs in the first inning or the first 2 innings, and then he settles down and gets through to the 6th with giving up absolutely nothing. He was great last night, but is that a reason to be concerned about keeping him around and putting him into the bullpen if he gives up runs early in his first couple outings? Or is it like, okay, you're only going out there for an inning or 2, just lay it all out there in those first 2 innings? Like Wrobleski, when they talk about go out there and be a relief pitcher. How does that go?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to that, right? I mean, if you are bringing him out of the bullpen, it's just, hey, go empty the tank for 2 innings or whatever it is that we need you for. I mean, I think that's different than trying to sort of be efficient and economical. And, I think yesterday he was definitely helped by the fact that the Mariners were incredibly aggressive and chasing a lot of things. I believe the first 7 pitches he threw, the Mariners swung at 6 of them. I mean, they were up there in attack mode early in the ballgame yesterday. So I don't know, maybe there's something to that. There's definitely that fear, right? That in a close game in the playoffs that he comes in and sort of blows up in 1 inning. But I think you sort of have that faith with what he has done. But I think the other part of the conversation, which is where I was about to go, is you are starting to run into a roster crunch. Blake Snell made another rehab appearance, 9 strikeouts in 4 innings. Just gave up 1 hit in a rehab start. You got Tyler Glass now, who's now throwing live BP. You got Blake Trinan, who's throwing live BP. Edwin Diaz is back. We'll talk about him a little bit later. So now, I mean, great part of this is you really are, if these guys are coming back, and that's not even talking about what may or may not happen with Shohei or what may or may not happen with Tarek Skubal at the trade deadline. You are running out of slots for all of these arms. We're back to that good problem to have that we talked about in like February and March, that you've got so many arms and not enough slots for all of those guys.
Yeah. Well, do you got any wood table around you or anything?
Oh, let me knock on his door over here. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They're all coming back right now, and that's great. I think they're probably also going to wait those next 3 days so that we get through the trade deadline and see what everything shakes out. So I don't expect to see Snell back before the trade deadline, or Glass now. Obviously, he's never coming back. I mean, it's not fair. He is going to be coming back. Obviously, this was all a plan for him. But to answer your question, Yeah, you're getting into a spot, but I think you're going to move a lot of guys around, and I think Emmett Sheehan is somebody that's going to probably fall out of that rotation pretty quickly. I mean, think about what we have now. So it's Yamamoto, Shohei. It seems like he's going to pitch. Andrew Friedman talked about how if his knee was fine, if his knee was 100%, he would be pitching. So the worry about the bicep is not something that really doesn't seem too worrisome. It's just getting into the knee, and he's going to come back at some point. So at that point, it's Yamamoto, Shohei, Snell, Glasnow. At this point, Lauer, Wrobleski. There's and then Sheehan. So Sheehan's the first one out. I just don't know what they do with him. I don't know if you put that guy into the pen. I don't know if you put him down to AAA. I just don't know if you have the space for that in your bullpen because it's not the same as it was last year, right, Marcus? Like the guys that you're using out of your bullpen are actual bullpen arms, and they're actually pitching well. I could see Will Klein getting a little bit more time off, but I don't know if Sheehan is going to translate to the bullpen as well as we would hope it to. Like that's just not his typical. Wrobleski knows how to go back and forth. It'll be interesting, but yeah, it's a good problem to have. But let's see how this shakes out after. Was it Monday?
Yeah. The only thing I could think when it comes to Sheehan is out of the bull. The thing about Sheehan is that usually the first inning or two, he seems to get through okay, and the velocity is where you want it to be. It's when you get to third, fourth, fifth innings that things tend to get a little bit wonky with him. So maybe he is a guy that you can consider out of the bullpen as just kind of a one inning. Hey, we need you to see. We're gonna put you in a lower leverage spot, kind of middle innings, lower part of the order, and see if you can get through that. I think there's an opportunity for that, although it's a very specialized one. So I don't know if you're holding a playoff roster spot just for that. He is sort of the enigma. I think the other guy that is sort of a big question mark, and we're going to see him tonight, is Roki Sasaki, right? Because we've seen him at his best.
Unbelievable.
We've seen him at his best, right, against the Yankees, and yeah, I get it's the Mets, but he was absolutely great against the Mets. We've also seen him a little bit shaky at long stretches of the year, and he's another one that we know he's not going to be in the rotation. I guess you use him out of the bullpen. I mean, Roki really also sort of generates. Where do you slot him when you get to the playoffs?
So I slot him right back into the bullpen. We've seen him out of the bullpen, and he wasn't at the level that he is now. I mean, now he has another year under his belt, and he's looking like he's throwing 100 plus miles per hour. Plus, he's keeping guys off balance with that splitter and slider, and the fork ball. He has more pitches now. It's not the same guy as he was last year, but if he goes out there and he's only pitching for an inning or maybe even two, then I kind of trust that a little bit more. Whereas Sheehan, yes, we talk about how he starts off well, but yeah, he gets into the fourth, fifth, sixth inning, and he starts to really fall apart. But he also, the early innings are wild too. I mean, they talk about it on the broadcast. We've seen it. I've mentioned it many, many times, which I'm sure is at this point ad nauseum too much. That he doesn't look good in those innings. Like he's effectively wild. He's just not. And when you get to the postseason and guys are more patient and guys are better hitters, and they're not going to be, they're not going to be chasing pitches that are completely way out of the zone like the Padres and the Mets. I'm not sure if that's going to translate to the postseason and the postseason bullpen. We had a whole debate about it with Jeff Spiegel yesterday on text in our group chat about how it's the numbers for Sheehan look great. Like they look at the peripheral numbers that he should be a much better pitcher than he is, but he looks really bad out there if you're actually watching. And Wrobleski is the opposite. His numbers look like he should be very bad, but he looks great. There's a lot. That's why this numbers versus eye test conversation is always so interesting, because it's a little bit of both. You can't just go off of one. So it's like Sheehan. I don't trust Sheehan coming out of a pen for 1 inning, 2 innings, or 3 any innings because of what he has done. He just doesn't. He doesn't find the zone, and guys are just swinging at stuff that they shouldn't be swinging at. I don't think that happens in the postseason. Whereas with Roki, I do think that happens. I think he's now starting to look like the type of pitcher he needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, Roki has been very aggressive attacking the zone. Their velocities have gone in two different directions, right? We've seen Roki's velocity increase. We've seen Sheehan struggle to maintain his velo consistently throughout his starts. So they're very much heading in opposite directions. And by the way, that was a hell of a text thread to come. I went to go work out. Next thing I know, I've got like 30 text messages between you, Jeff, and Anthony.
I was wondering why you weren't responding.
Yeah, man, I was just, I'm old, trying to get some exercise, so I stay alive longer. Anyway, back to last night's game. Greg, I'm old enough to remember when Shohei was in a slump. Now he is 5 for his last 7 with a home run and 5 RBIs, couple of runs scored. So, so much for that whole slumping Shohei thing, right?
Yeah, so he's okay. Is that what we're saying? We're at the point where
I think he's okay.
I think he's okay.
Yeah.
So we should stop worrying when he has a week where he has a bad week, because he's always going to turn back into who he's going to turn back into. Yeah. Shohei's always going to be okay. The only thing that we worry about with Shohei is the knee or the bicep or the blister. I don't even hear anything about the blister anymore. Probably because he's not pitching. But at the same time, like, Shohei's fine. He's always going to be fine. He's going to show this is the type of guy that he is. He's going to strike out a bunch, and then he's going to go on this massive tear where you're like, oh my God, that guy's unstoppable. You can't get anything by him. And then he's going to go through a moment when he's like, have you picked up a bat before? What are you swinging? I don't understand. But that's the Shohei experience, and we love the Shohei experience. So just not get worried when he goes through a teeny tiny little. It's a long season.
Every ball player in the history of the game has gone through a slump. Could you imagine if people were doing streaming shows back in like the 30s and Joe DiMaggio had like an 0 for 7? It's like, what is wrong? It's like, no, he's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Last night, near the end of the ball game, while Eric Lauer was great, the bullpen little bit shaky. Tanner Scott comes in and he gives up a run, which, Greg, it could have been so much worse if Teoscar Hernandez doesn't make maybe the greatest defensive play he has made since he has been a Dodger last night.
I don't know if that was the greatest play he's made as a Dodger or the greatest play in the history of his life.
Maybe.
I didn't know what he looked like in Toronto or Seattle or Houston when he was there and what he looked like making catches, but that was by far the best catch that he has made as a Dodger. And my goodness, running back, leaping, hitting the wall. I mean, it didn't look like the ball was going over, but it was definitely going to be a double, and possibly with however it kicked, it could have been a triple. Probably not, but it was definitely going to be a double. It was a fantastic catch. Like, if you give me that Teo, and also the Teo that's getting on base and hitting doubles as well, like, awesome, because that was an amazing play. So good on you, Teo. If any trade talk, if you do more stuff like that, it all just floats away.
It all melts away. Yeah, I mean, Scott gave up the 1 run in the inning, but if Teo doesn't make that catch, it is, that's a second run that scores. You've got another man in scoring position who knows how that inning goes, able to work out of it with just the minimal damage. Then we get to see Edwin Diaz finally in the 9th. And you said it at the start of the show. He looked like a guy who hadn't pitched since April. A lot of loud contact, a lot of balls going deep. A lot of loud. Yeah. He gave it the one to Raleigh that Tucker caught on the warning track. I don't know about you. I thought that maybe he should have caught the Naylor ball. I'm not sure what happened with Tucker on the ball hit by Naylor, but it felt like he kind of took a bad route or short-armed it. I was very surprised he didn't catch that baseball.
Maybe should have caught it. I think there was absolute no doubt he should have caught that. And maybe that's bias because, we're frustrated with Kyle Tucker with how he's looking at the plate and how he's looking in the outfield. But that's now you're pushing that even further in the outfield now. That he's supposed to be a Gold Glove level right fielder. A Gold Glove right fielder makes that play. That is absolutely. Now you're right. Edwin Diaz gave a lot of loud contact. That was one that was loud contact, and it was deep, and wasn't the easiest play in the world, but that should have been made. Like that's the type of play that has to be made when you get to the postseason, because those are the ones that are going to matter. That ball gets down, it changes games. So Kyle Tucker 100% should have made that play. And for him not to, that was a bit concerning. I was getting blown up like Mike Trudell, Travis, like, dude, what is this guy doing? Come on, dropping F-bombs. Because he should have absolutely. God, it's very frustrating. 100% he should have caught that ball.
I mean, even my wife watching last night was like, "What is he doing out there?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I don't think anybody does. I don't think he does.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
I mean, I think that has been as big a frustration for me as the lack of offense for Tucker. Is that it's one thing to you're struggling at the plate, you're trying to figure out your swing. All right, we'll work with that, but defense doesn't take a day off, right? Defense is if you were a good defender, you were just a good defender, and I haven't seen much from him so far this year that suggests he's a good defender out in right field, and that was just kind of another example. Not exactly Magellan with the route he took to the baseball last night, so I don't know. Anyway, game 3 of the series tonight. Dodgers chance to win the series. 7:10 first pitch time from Dodger Stadium. Brian Wu, who, as far as I know, is not related to our pal Katie, taking on Roki Sasaki. Sasaki tonight. Does Roki stay hot after his last couple of starts?
Man, I hope so. He's looked so good at his last 2 starts. So I think right now I think the Blue Jays are coming in and they are probably going to be thinking the same way that the Mets did, like just be aggressive. And I don't know if that's going to work because look what happened last time. He was just throwing up all his off-speed stuff. We've talked about this all year with Roki. If he just is in the zone, if he gets a couple of pitches in the zone, he gets the fastball in the zone, he hits a splitter that lands in the zone, it completely throws off hitters. If he's wild and he's all over the place, that's when guys can just lay off things. But when he drops a splitter that just lands on the side, on the outside corner of the plate, and you're like, oh, okay, he's on virtually unhittable and looks like one of the best pitchers in the world and kind of what we all expected out of him. So I would like to see that with that big giant glove. See, this time that looks like what the actual glove is. I don't know if that one's photoshopped to be a little bit bigger, but that looks gigantic.
In a world of AI, I'm no longer sure which is the real glove and which is the digitally enhanced glove. I have no idea, but we'll look and see which glove he's wearing tonight, and we'll see if he can take advantage of the Mariners hitters who decide to be aggressive. All right, it's time for us to wrap it up. Stick around. The Sedano and Cap Morning Extravaganza coming up right after us. Thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out. Thanks to Carlo for production assistance. Appreciate the in and out joke you had before the show, Carlo. But that'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. For Greg, I am Marcas. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 to 6:55 here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. See ya.
See ya.